Hello friends, hope you have an amazing day. So today in this blog we discuss about rules for negotiating a job offer. So job offer negotiation are rarely easy. Consider three typical scenarios. You are in a third round interview for a job at a company you like. But a firm you admire even more just invited you in. Suddenly, the first hiring manager cuts to the chase. As you know, we are considering many candidates. We like you and we hope the feeling in mutual. If we make you a competitive offer, will you accept it? You have received an offer for a job you will enjoy, but the salary is lower than you think you deserve actually. So you ask your potential boss whether she or he has may flexibility. We typically don't hire people with your background and we have a different culture here. He or she responds to you. This job is not just about the money. Are you saying you won't take it unless we increase the pay? So, what's your response? You have been working happily at your company for 3 years, but a recruiter has been calling, insisting that you could earn much more elsewhere. You don't want to quit, but you expect to the compensated fairly. So you have or had like to ask for a raise. Unfortunately, budgets are tight. So and your boss doesn't react well when people try to leverage outside offer. What do you do then? So each of these situation is difficult its own way and emblematic of how complex job negotiations can be. At many companies, compensation increasingly comes in the form of the stock options and bonuses linked to both personal and group performance. In MBA recruitment, more companies are using exploding offer or sliding scale signing bonuses based on when a candidate accepts the job. Now complicating attempts to compare offer with executed mobility on the raise. People for similar positions often have vastly different backgrounds, strengths, and salary histories, making it hard for employers to set benchmarks or create standard packages. So, in some industries, a weak labor market has also left candidates with fewer options and less leverage, and employees better positioned to detect terms. So, those who are unemployed or whose current job seems shaky have seen their bargaining power further reduced. But job market complexity creates opportunities for people who can skillfully negotiate the terms and conditions of employment. After all, negotiations matter most when there is a broad range of possible outcomes also. So, as a professor who studies and teaches the subject, I frequently advise current and former students on navigating this. For several years, I have been offering a presentations on the topic to current students. To see a video of this talk, go to www.negotiateyouroffer.com. Every situation is unique, but some strategies, tactics, and principles can help you address many of the issues people face in negotiating with employers. So, first of all, you discuss don't underestimate the importance of likability. So, this sounds basic, but it's crucial. People are going to fight for you only if they like you. Anything you do in a negotiation that makes you less likable reduces the chances that the other side will work to get you a better offer. So, this is about more than being polite, it's about managing some inavailability or inevitable tensions in negotiations. So, such as asking for what you deserve without seeming greedy, pointing out deficiencies in the offer without seeming petty, and being persist without being a nuisance. Negotiators can typically avoid these pitfalls by evaluating, for example, in practice interviews with friends, how others are likely to perceive this approach. Now help them understand why you deserve what you are requesting. So it's not enough for them to like you. They also have to believe you are worth the offer you want. Never let your proposal speak for itself. Always tell the story that goes with it. Don't just state your desire at a 50% higher salary, say, or permission to work from home on day a week. Explain precisely why it's justified, the reasons you deserve more money than others. They may have hired you, or that your children or someone guardian or family persons home from schools early on Friday or any day. So if you have no justification for a demand, it may be unwise to make it. Again, keep in mind the inherent tensions between being likable and explaining why you deserve more. Suggesting that you are specially valuable can make you sound arrogant if you have not thought through how best to communicate the message. Now, make it clear they can get you. People won't want to expend political or social capital to get approval for a strong or improved offer if they suspect that at the end of the day you are still going to say no thanks. Who wants to be the stalking horse for another company if you indeed to negotiate for a better package? Make it clear that you are serious about working for these employer. Make them interested about this, that I want to say. And sometimes you get people to want you by explaining that everybody wants you. But the more strongly you play that hand, the more they may think that they are not going to get you anyway. So, why bother jumping through hoops? If you are planning to mention all the options you have as leverage, you should balance that by saying why or under what conditions you would be happy to forego those options and accept an offer. Now, understand the person across the table. Companies don't negotiate, people do. And before you can influence the person sitting opposite you, you have to understand her or him, that your recruiter, I want to say, and what are his or her interests and individual concerns about you. For example, negotiating with a perspective or prospective boss is very different from negotiating with an HR representative. You can perhaps afford to probe the latter with questions regarding details of the offer, but you don't want to annoy someone who may become your manager with seemingly petty demands. On the flip side, HR may be responsible for hiring 10 people and therefore reluctant to break precedent, whereas the boss who will benefit more directly from your joining the company may go to bat for you with a special request. Now understand their constraints. They may like you, they may think you deserve everything you want, but they still may not give it to you. The job, I mean to say. So why? What's the reason? Why they don't give you the job or why they don't offer you the job? Because they may have certain ironclad constraints such as salary caps that no amount of negotiations can loosen. Your job is to figure out where they are flexible and where they are not. If, for example, you are talking to a large company that's hiring 20 similar people at the same time at the same place, it probably can't give you a higher salary than everyone else. But it may be flexible on start dates, vacation time, and signing bonuses. On the other hand, if you are negotiating with a similar or smaller company that has never hired someone in your role, there may be room to adjust the initial salary offer or job title but not other things. So, the better you understand the constraints, the more likely it is that you will be able to propose options that solve both sides' problems. So, be prepared for tough questions. Many job candidates have been hit with difficult questions they are hoping not to face. Do you have any other offers? If you make you if we make you an offer tomorrow, will you say yes? Are we your top choice? If you are unprepared, you might say something inelegantly or evasive or worse or untrue. So my advice is to never lie in a negotiation. Always remember this, never tell a lie on interview table. It frequently comes back to harm you. But even if it does not or it doesn't, it's unethical. The other risk is that faced with a tough questions, you may try to too hard to please and end up losing leverage. So this point is this: you need to prepare for questions and and issues that would put you on the defensive, make you feel uncomfortable, or expose your weaknesses to the HR manager or the recruiter on interview table. Your goal is to answer honestly, always say true, always told them true, what is in real fact, and without looking like an unattractive candidate and without giving up too much bargaining power. If you have tough or if you have thought in advance about how to answer difficult questions, you probably won't forfeit one of these objectives. Now focus on the questioner's intent, not on the questions. If, despite your preparation, someone comes at you from an angle you don't expect, remember this simple rule: it is not the question that matters, but the questioner's intent. Often the question is challenging, but the questioner's intent is beginning at an employer who asks whenever or whether whatever you would immediately accept an offer tomorrow may simply be interested in knowing you are genuinely excited about the job and not trying to box you into a corner. So a question about whether you have offer or other offer may be designed not to expose your weak alternatives but simple to learn what type of job research or search you are conducting. and whether this company has a chance of getting you. So, if you don't like the questions, don't assume the worst. Rather, answer in a way that can addresses what you think is the intent or ask for a clarification of the problem the interviewer is trying to solve. If you engage in a genuine conversation about what he is or she is after and shows a willingness to help him resolve whatever issue he has or she has, both of you will be better off. Now, consider the whole deal. Sadly, to many people, negotiating a job offer and negotiating a salary are synonymous, but much of your satisfaction from the job will come from other factors. You can negotiate. So perhaps even more easily than salary. Don't get fixed or on money. Focus on the value of the entire deal, that is responsibility, location, travel, flexibility in work hours, opportunities for growth and promotions, perks, support for continued education, and so forth. Think not just about how you are willing to be rewarded, but also when. You may decide to chart a course that pays less handsomely now but will put you a stronger position later or in future. You will be in the good position or managers. Now negotiate multiple issues simultaneously, not serial. So if someone makes you an offer and you are legitimately concerned about parts of it, you are usually better off proposing all your chances at once. Don't say the salary is a bit low. Could you do something about it? And then once she or he, the boss or the recruiter, worked on it, come back with thanks. Now here are two other timing I had like. If you ask for only one thing initially, he or she may assume that getting it will make you ready to accept the offer or at least to make additions. So if you keep saying and one more things, he or she is unlikely to remain a generous or understanding mood. So furthermore, if you have more than one request, don't simply mention all the things you want. A, B, C or D also signal the relative importance of each to you. Otherwise, he or she may pick the two things you value least because they are pretty easy to give you and feel he or she meet you halfway. Then you will have an offer that's not much better and a negotiating partner who thinks her or his job is done. Now, don't negotiate just to negotiate. Resist the temptations to prove that you are a great negotiator. MBA students who have just taken a class on negotiations are plagued by these problems. They go bargaining and the first chance they get, which is with a prospective employer. My advice, if something is important to you, absolutely negotiate, but don't haggle over every little things. Fighting to get just a bit more can rub people the wrong way and can limit your ability to negotiate with the company later in your career when it may matter more. So that's for the video, my friends. Thanks a lot for watching, and please my humble request is subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.